Get a lot of questions asking about what I use for a range bag. It's nothing too crazy, but I thought it'd be fun to talk through. Since I happen to be on the range and I have my lovely video recorder, happens just to be here with me. So I used to use the duffel style backpacks. So it'd have a shoulder strap. People would normally put everything but the kitchen sink inside of it. They weigh a lot, and it kind of got to be bulky, and it was just more stuff, honestly, that I needed. So I switched to the backpack style a couple years ago. I think my friend Jared Fox was the first person I saw having this. So this one's Maxpedition. I'll look and find the exact model and drop it in the comments. Maxpedition makes a bunch of different styles, and if you don't like that brand, Double Alpha, there's a bunch of companies that make it. More than anything, kind of just want to give you the idea of the stuff that I carry with me and what I think is and isn't as important. One feature I liked about this backpack was a little, I don't know, like a kind of a buckle system to have your range bag attached. I don't know if this was actually designed for shooting or not, but it works well for our purposes. So there's one strap that goes over the top, again, that snaps in place. Then other than that, there's also a smaller little ring here with a little snap. So you've got a couple different ways to keep your belt rig held on, and it's nice because it keeps it all compact. With the holster, I have that kind of facing towards me, so it's pretty easy to smash this into a trunk, or if you're just carrying it around, you don't have a bunch of goofy crap all over the place. It's gonna, like when you turn around, hit a bunch of people or that kind of stuff. As far as the bag itself, this has a couple different compartments, kind of just talking through the back to the front. The back compartment, the main compartment, the space inside this is pretty huge. So I normally have, depending on what I'm doing for handguns, I might have a hard case that has guns in them. Otherwise, maybe if it's just one of the soft, like zipper style cases, have one that has 1 or 2 handguns. That'll slide in here in the middle. Again, it kind of just depends on what I'm taking with me. It's got a nice little mesh pocket that just happens to fit a pacer gun. If you're a frequent practicer, this is well worth the cost. If you shoot matches or for match use, I don't think this thing matters at all. But for practice, I think it's essential. So otherwise in here, a couple pairs of eye pro, because you never know what condition's gonna have. So normally have regular polarized lenses, a pair of Hunters HD Gold. These are with the blue lenses, and clear glasses with me also, just because you never know what the conditions will be like or what's going on. Also, there's a fun little compartment in the back that is where I stash magazines. So this I got from CZ USA, but there's a bunch of different companies that make them. But basically just a zipper or a Velcro pouch with a flap. That way magazines are all together and easily stored. So that's what I've got in the main compartment. After that, the middle compartment, now this stuff is honestly gonna be that groundbreaking. Magazine loader, ear pro, 2 timers, because, well, 1 is none, 2 is 1. A towel, this one probably says Holiday Inn Express, wherever I get them from. But having a couple range towels is super handy also. And then for tools, the only tools I bring are these 2. Magazine brush. This one I think is made by Arredondo. Yeah. There's a little tab on the button or on the bottom that helps you if you have to push in the tab on the bottom of your base pads. Was very important when production division was cool, but now everyone uses extended base pads anyway. But brushing out your mag is important. This little number was probably all of $10. I got it from Ben Steger Pro Shop a long time ago. Honestly, I don't use this as much as I loan it out to other people that need them, but it's nice when somebody's like, hey, do you have a screwdriver? It's nice being the person that has that one thing that somebody else needs. So like I said, it was all of $10. It's just a no-name brand, but you'd be surprised how often something like this is used. So some Allen, some Torx, standard, some Phillips bits. It doesn't take up very much room, and it's kind of just nice to have. So that's all that else that's in the middle pouch. Top pouch in the front is just like black pasters, Kleenex, extra batteries for the couple different types of optics I have. Fiber optic, again, a little bit dated. Front sights, for when iron sights used to be cool. A couple little small tools, but that's it. Nothing very bulky or heavy. Then for the last pouch, this one in the front, just sunscreen, whatever you like for grip enhancer. Extra roll of pacers, because you're always going to run out of the pacer gun at the worst possible time. And then just a set of mechanics gloves. These, you'd be surprised what they come in handy for. very hot suppressors. It comes in handy. Resetting steel comes in handy, or just set up and tear down. Kind of like that episode of Seinfeld where George Costanza's wearing it's like oven mitts that he's wearing when he walks around because he doesn't want to damage his hands. Not quite that extreme, but when you're resetting or tearing down after a match, if you get a huge, like a cut or a gash in your hands, not that a little bit of blood's that big of a deal, but it's super annoying if you want to train afterwards and you've got scratches or scrapes or cuts on your hands. So it's just an easy way to protect your hands. Otherwise, that's it for the range bag. If you use the type of belt that has like a belt keeper, the Velcro system, then I just put my little Velcro belt keeper along the top on the handle. That's it. That's all I carry with me. It's not that much stuff. It's anything I need that I think I'm going to need like in the moment. If it's more detailed stuff or more complicated stuff, that stuff can sit in the car. If you're at a match, walking around all day long, I try to just keep the necessities with me. So that's it. Hopefully this is helpful. Here's something to think about. If you have excess parts like a gunsmithing kit or a bunch of stuff that you're likely not going to use at the range, I think it's worth just evaluating. What's the likelihood that I'm going to need to use this while I'm at a match or on the range? Or is it something I'm likely going to need at home? Because, well, a quick tangent, seeing people try to do gunsmithing and stuff like that in the safe area, more often than not, you end up losing small screws and parts. So for me, I'd prefer to just switch to a different gun if I need to switch guns, or if it's a small thing like a screw's coming loose, then I just got a little handy kit for that. So hopefully this is helpful, gives you some things to think about for your range bag. If you have any questions, drop below in the comments. I do my best to read through those and reply to them if I can. So I'll either reply to you in the comments, just a short, a couple sentences if it's something easy, or if you have enough questions, I'll just make a follow-up video. So appreciate you watching. Like, share, subscribe, I guess. I didn't forget that time. And as always, have a good day.
You forgot to talk about your Girl Scout patches.
Sorry.